It's the Drovers from USAO taking the number 9th nationally ranked Langston Lion men's basketball team. Now the Lions have ran off 4 straight wins, improving to 18-4, 13-3 in conference, sitting in second place in a very tight conference standings. Now Thursday night they avenged the Court of Dreams loss to MacU, dominating it 73-51. Now in that contest, the Lions were only up by 6 at the end of the first half, but the Lions exploded in the second half, nearly doubling their output of the first half, scoring 42 second half points. Led by the Chef Lou, Antonio Lewis was cooking. He served up 28 points and was sizzling from the three-point line, shooting 66% from deep. Trey Clark also had a solid performance, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Now the Lions are playing really good ball. The defense has been solid and the offense is finding a consistent rhythm. The Lions must maintain their focus because it's tight at the top of the Sooner Athletic Conference. 1 game separates the teams in the top 3, and 2 games separates the positions for 4 and 5. You must defend home court and take care of business today. The USAO Drovers are 8-4 overall, 4-12 in conference, riding a 2-game winning streak. Thursday, they beat Central Christian in a close one, 92-89. Now, if you get stuck on their record I just said, you will overlook one important fact about this team. This team can flat out score. They are number 2 scoring offense in the conference and can play with anyone. They are athletic, can run the open floor, and it's noting that they are playing very good ball right now on their own. If Langston gets off to a slow start, look for them to try to take advantage. Welcome to Langston Lion Pregame. I am Maurice Prince, along with Jamin Dawson. Good afternoon, Jamin.
How you doing, Mo?
Trying to hang in there. You know, Jamin, overall, when we start looking at how this team has built this, Langston, of course, playoff contending team, looking at going back to the tournament again, but they find themselves in a very tight Sooner Athletic Conference. They're 1 game behind Nelson College, who's also 1 position ahead of them in the national polls. They're 8th, Langston's 9th. Those teams are going to play great ball down the stretch here and set up for an awesome regular season finale, perhaps, in just a couple of weeks. But first, they got to take control of this Dover team. Langston's had some recent success against them, but this team has found some newfound energy overall.
Absolutely. They can really score the basketball. They got the number 2 offense in the Sooner Athletic Conference, and they've got 2 of the top 25 scorers in the conference in Jamori McAllister and Mahan Ahmad. So they've definitely got their load filled up for them today.
Now, let's take a time. I had a chance earlier, just a few moments ago, to talk to Lions head coach Chris Wright about the state of his team, where they are. Here are his thoughts as his team is getting ready for a big-time game just this afternoon. Pre-game talking with Lions head basketball coach Chris Wright. Coach, you guys have really been playing some outstanding ball, especially in this winning streak. What are you most proud of how your team has performed?
You know, I thought last game at MacU was a huge win for us, being able to go on the road in that type of environment and get a big win for us. Just really playing Langston basketball, right? The way we want to defend, not turning the basketball over, doing the little things that it takes to win games.
Coach, your team, obviously another top 10 defense in the country, but your team is also starting to show signs of offensive explosion. Antonio Lewis had a tremendous game against MacU. Seeing different players, Trey Clark, starting to find their space in the offense, how pleased are you about them finding their roles and being able to execute out there for you?
You know, it completely changes us. You know, that's Antonio Lewis that we've expected to have all year. Unfortunately, he's really been bit by the injury bug all season. You know, he's a great young man, but it's just has not been healthy. And then obviously adding Trey Clark at the semester break was huge for us. But, you know, we knew it was going to take him some time to get his legs underneath him. And, yeah, when those 2 guys play like that, though, I think we're pretty hard to beat.
Coach, the Sooner Athletic Conference has still been a gauntlet of a schedule. The most important game is the very next one. You guys are in a prime position right now. What do you see as the most important steps against taking USAO today as you guys look to improve today?
Well, you know, when you mention like our league right now, I think there's 5 teams within 2 games of first place. It's kind of unheard of. this deep into the season. And I think in the NAI, I believe we have 4 teams in the top 38 of the RPI. And so it's been a very deep league. USAO is a team that's a lot better than their record. They're averaging about 87 points a game. They want to play fast. They have multiple guys that can really score. They try to space you out and get to the basket and knock down threes. And so it's going to be a good test for us.
Coach, important to always get off to good starts and really execute. One thing I've always been impressed with you is your ability to always read and try to make the matchups that work out best for you today. Do you foresee USAO trying to try something different to get into open floor where they excel the most at?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be a matchup problem. I mean, Coach Huey's a great offensive coach. They do a good job of putting teams in hard situations. I think they're going to start basically 5 guards today is what we anticipate. And so it's going to be a difficult matchup, and we're going to have to do a good job of countering that.
Coach, finally today, in terms of expectations, you always will go it's most important about how the players are performed during the game to get the minutes at the end of the game. So during this stretch, one of the things that have been able to do, you've been able to really be versatile on your lineups at the end of games because of the way you guys have played. How exciting is it for you as, further down the season as we get to these crunch moments that you can be able to rely 1 through 12 or maybe 1 through 13 on your roster to get the most out of them?
If we could ever have a couple games in a row where we have everybody available, it would feel like Christmas morning to me. Unfortunately, we still missing Jaden Williams, but other than that, I guess this is probably the most healthiest that we've been all season. And so, yeah, I think it's been a huge just key to our success. Reaching Kansas City each of the last 3 years is that we, have had a lot of depth. I think there's a lot of teams that if they had some of the injuries that we've had and, had a few guys we were really counting on that didn't make it with us, that wouldn't be sitting here today at 18-4. So I think our depth is a huge blessing. Again, hopefully in the next couple of weeks though we can have everybody together for the first time all season. But I'm gonna knock on wood here for that.
Coach, we're gonna hope that happens. Thank you for your time.
Coach Chris Wright joining us in pregame a little bit. Jamin, out of all the things he said to me, is he's just looking to have a full roster that is healthy, that can compete. I made the question about the versatility. He says the versatility has been more about having to have the versatility to compete, but it has turned into an asset on how the team has performed and played.
Of course, there's nothing like replicating game minutes, something that Chris Vincent said early on in the women's game, but that's true in every facet and every team of basketball. So having to conform to the team that you have has been something to proud yourself upon, and that's something that you can definitely develop and build upon even now that these guys are more comfortable in game situations.
Now, with Coach talking about a lot of things, this is a team that likes to get out in USAO, but in terms of the series, Langston has ran off. They are 7-3 in the last 10 matchups between them and USAO. They won their earlier matchup, and it was one of those type of games in which the game was close early on, but when it came to executing at that time, the Lions were better at it than USAO. However, this is a young team that is learning to play, and you got to understand that now they're at their most potent, Jamin, simply because now they might come after you. They might be better than what you expected them to be simply because they have grown in knowledge and know how to execute. And I also have to mention it. We have to mention it. Of course, they're still riding on a high after making ESPN's top 10 last week as the young dynamic freshman, Chris Yapo, tore and broke down the goal in a dunk in a game that they played last week. And that made national news, made ESPN's top 10 for a game or for a day. But this team is starting to get the spark, and they're starting to play like it. They came off, again, winning a close one, 92-89 just this past week, but you get stuck on 8-14 and 4-12 in conference and think I'm not playing a good team. This is a team that has a fire and has a desire to be better, and they don't mind taking anybody down along in the stretch.
Right, momentum can be a scary thing, so that's a smart thing for Chris Wright and his team to not underestimate any opponent whatsoever. But with their scoring ability and how they can play with each other and dictate pace, play inside out, and exploit the matchups, they are not a team to be underestimated. You look at A14, and just like you said, you might want to take a game off, but a team with championship aspirations will never do that.
No, and that's something you really don't want to do if you're looking at it from that standpoint of the Drovers. You don't want to do that, and if you're the Lions, you got to take every team as it. When it's that tight, you got to win the games you're supposed to. The Lions are 10-0 here, and you don't want to start giving anyone, spotting them any wins in games you should. That's what championship teams do. And you've got to understand that is what the expectation is going to be, and that is something that they absolutely have to have. It's time to turn it over to PA address announcer Joshua Busby for the game.
Student athlete, Mrs. Shira Thibodeau, who will sing the national anthem followed by the Black national anthem. Would you all please stand at this time?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hold up, y'all. We not done. We not done. We got one more. It's Black History Month, and you're at Oklahoma's HBCU. We about to sing the Black National Anthem. All right?
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening march on till victory is won.
Simply amazing. Now
Great
it's time
job.
for starting
Thank you so
lineups.
much. Let's meet our starters from the visiting Drovers from USAO. Six-two guard number 2, Jamari McAllister. 6'6" forward number 11, Mohan Ahmad. 6'1" guard number 15, Elijah Burney. 6'3" guard number 21, Lindy Holmes. And the 6'2" guard number 22, Bryce Collins. Head coach of the Drovers is Landon Huey. Assistant coach Tyler Brown, Josh Price, and Tyler Cawley. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Langston University Lions. 6'2" guard from Chicago, Illinois, number 0, Orlando Thomas. 6'2" guard from New Orleans, Louisiana, number 3, Antonio Lewis. 6'6" guard from Toronto, Canada, number 11, Trey Clark. 6'1" guard from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 13, Robert Alexander. And a 6'7" forward from St. Louis, Missouri, number 23, Omar Henry. Head coach of the Lions is Chris Wright. Associate head coach Kevin Comer. Assistant coach John Warren. Demetrius Walker. GA Terrell Alfred.
All right, thank you. As always, the voice of course, of the PA here at Langston, the one and only, of course, Mr. Busby, as I call him. Hey, as we get ready to set things to go here, it's just going to be important if you're a Lion fan to come on out and be a part of and be ready to play. Jamin, you can't come in here and expect that the Drovers are going to spot you anything. You got to be ready to go immediately.
Absolutely so, and we mentioned their offensive capability, so look for them to waste no time trying to run fast, dictate the pace, find their inside shots so they can get comfortable from the outside and try to exploit some matchups.
Omar Henry is going to jump it up in center in the center court situation right now, and he's going to be jumping against number 21, Lindy Holmes. And going to work right now. Ball in the hands of the Drovers. That can score points up in a dozen. Going to work the ball down to the corner, inside. Going to throw it out. Lions in man-to-man defense. Deuce with a great job on playing defense, turning fire on Omar Henry. And a nice shot, fadeaway on Bryce Counts on that basket there, Jamin.
Yeah, nice turnaround shot by Counts. Looks very comfortable there on the elbow.
And early on in the game, the Drovers, as in the women's team, take a lead early in this game. Shot up by Lewis is no good. Ball retrieved by McAllister. McAllister pushes it. Going to swing it up top. Deep three-point shot off the front rim. Corralled by the Drovers. At the elbow. Going to swing it to the top. Ball at the top of the key. Working the ball around. Stutter strap. McAllister in the lane. Shot blocked by Thomas. Tremendous job, but the ball matriculates to the corner, and Counts knocks down another one, and it is a 5-0 burst by the Drovers.
Something similar to the girls' game. USAO gets off to a quick start. Right now it's all Bryce Counts with all 5 points, but you see 2 offensive rebounds there on that possession. This is one of the best rebounding teams in the conference, so that's something Langston has to nip in the bud to be successful.
All right, 5-0 is the lead right now. So they're going to substitute. Roman Lutton now comes in as McAllister, Jamari McAllister, has to come out for just a moment. Coming across the timeline goes Deuce. Deuce gets it over to Thomas. Driving downhill. Spin move inside. Up fake. Shot. Contact. Score it. What a move by Jay Wilson, who comes in off the bench immediately to have an impact in the game. And just as we saw in the women's game, Chris Vincent wasting no time. Now we see Coach Chris Wright wasting no time. If I need to find the right guy for the situation, you got to be ready to play. And we heard that in the interview. He expected to have to match up a lot more in terms of what was going to be necessary to get the job done today, because this Drover team is likely going to play a 5-guard lineup today.
Right, that's a good coaching call there by Coach Wright. You got to be able to match up with some of these guys as they're going to attack on offense.
In the lane with the runner by Lindy Holmes, shot no good on the other side. It's going to be a jump ball situation, and the Lions will end up with it as Deuce is tied up in the backcourt there. Wasn't able to get going. So substitution as Thomas comes out, and immediately coming in with TJ. TJ Cave is in the game now. So also Trey Clark, Lewis. Cave is in the game along with Jay Wilson and Deuce. Deuce across the timeline now. Deuce inside to Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson looks like he's going to back down. Jay up fake, kicks. Cave inside at the free throw line. Wide open three-point shot from the right wing from Alexander. Shot no good. Here they come pushing it the other way. Goes Elijah Burney. Burney gets it over. Another three-point attempt from the outside there by Counts. Counts was no good on that one. Counts leads all scores with 5 right now.
All right, really trying to feed the hot hand there. He's got all the shot attempts here so far for USAO.
Clark inside, into the chest. Shot off the glass, good shot, does not fall. Going to throw the ball out. Now Counts. Lewis covering. Counts throws it, stolen. Great recovery, great hustle by Jay Wilson, covering back in the passing lane, getting back on the other side. Back over to Wilson, back over to Lewis. Lewis looking for the screen, around the screen to the corner. Alexander drives baseline to the corner. Rotate. Clark, 3 from the left wing. Shot no good. Wilson with the rebound. Wilson inside. Score it again for Wilson.
Nice composure by Wilson as he goes back up for that second shot attempt. Here
Wilson.
so far, the Drovers have no answer for him down low.
Wilson says, I make my money on the box. Get it to me and I know what to do with it. Wilson now at the free throw line trying to press the lead and tie the game. Set to go. 1 free throw coming for Wilson, trying to tie the game. The Drovers with 2 fouls in this contest. Langston has none. 17:21 to go before the end of this first half. Back rim, rebound. Nice job by Trey Clark. Going inside, rebound, controlled by the Lions. 2 offensive possessions created by offensive rebounds as Lewis goes in. He misses. Lewis with the putback and good. Lions lead. All points by Jay Wilson right now. Clark diving, trying to create havoc. Who's got it? Ball's running loose, and they're going to say it's out of bounds, and it will be Drover basketball.
Right, tough defense there. You like to see that offensive possession, matching that intensity with trying to get offensive rebounds, second chance points. And now just tenacious defense there by Trey Clark.
So the Lions with a burst of their own, 6 consecutive points, and they're on top 6-5 after the Bryce Counts opening ceremony here at CF Gales when he knocked down the first 5 points. Going to work in the lane, ball knocked loose, and they're going to call McCoy, who just checked in the game with the foul. Almost looked like a clean tie-up, but we'll defer to the folks that are on the court. Team foul number 1 against the Lions. So on the floor for the Lions, Jay Wilson, Thomas, McCoy, Lewis, and Cave on the floor. And for the Drovers, you have Chris Yapo on the floor right now, along with Counts. Burney, who's just shot on cue, rebound Jay Wilson. And also number 11, Mo Ahmad. In the lane, Cave tries to get it high, draws contact against Elijah Burney. So Cave is going to go to the free throw line. The Lions doing a good job of creating opportunities. This will be free throw opportunities 3 and 4 so far in the first half. Lions up by 1. See if Cave can add on to it, and he knocks down the first free throw. Cave on the board. Substitution. Lewis out. Matthew Cooper, the junior, in.
This is a great sign so far by the Langston offense, playing to their strengths and who's on the court, doing a nice job attacking the paint, being aggressive, and getting to the free throw line.
And the second shot is true that time for TJ Cave, who's got 2, lead up to 3. Ball in the hands of Burney. Burney swings it, try to get it to Yapo. So it will be Drover basketball. They'll throw it in right from the corner. Throwing out to the left wing. Working the ball around. Stub ball back in the hands of Holmes. Holmes attacked by Thomas. Three-point shot from the corner, no good. Thomas with the rebound. Counts missed that three. Counts exploded early in this game with 5 straight points. Bounce pass inside to Wilson. Wilson leading the Lions with 6 points. Up fake by Wilson. Kiss off the glass, no good. Cameron McCoy gets in there and he picks up foul number 2 as he didn't have position against Mo Ahmad. So team foul number 2, 8-5 is the score, 15:51 to go in the first half.
For the Drovers, I mean, they've seen a lot from Bryce Counts, as we mentioned. They haven't seen their 2 top 25 scorers get any real action yet offensively.
So it's going to be a jump ball situation. Cooper did a good job of tying it up, and they should be a jump ball situation or a timeout call. So a timeout called here by Landon, or is it a media timeout? But regardless, there's a timeout on the floor. Not sure on the situation on this timeout yet because they haven't put it up on the board, so they're not doing a timeout. We're going to go to the, going to keep the action going, and they're going to inbound the ball baseline. Bernie's going to throw it in for the Drovers. Scores table needing some clarification here. So 15:43 to go. Bernie to throw it in. Ball in the hands now of Ahmad. Run with the running hook shot. Shot no good. Ball goes out. So it will be Drover ball. Their possession. 15:35 to go in the end of the first half. 8-5 is the score. So Trey Clark comes in for Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson, 6 points. In fact, it's crazy to admit this, but all points have been scored by the Lion bench thus far, 8 points. The original starters have yet to score in this contest. Officials conversing again. So it's 20 seconds on the shot clock is what they just adjusted. Elijah Burney to throw it in for USAO. On the box goes Holmes. Spin move. It is pinned up against the glass. It's going to be a jump ball situation. It will be Langston ball. Substitutions coming in the game. Antonio Lewis returns. Cameron McCoy returns along on the floor with Orlando Thomas. TJ Cave and Trey Clark is on the floor right now. Yapo, Bernie, Counts, Muhammad, and nice basket as Trey Clark diced up the defense and scored on that one, as well as Holmes on the floor right now for the Drovers.
Nice up and under there by Trey Clark, USAO in man, and he exploits.
Good defense by Cave, who fights over the screen and gets the foul called against Ahmad. Ahmad in this particular situation was moving screen, and for him, he just picked up foul number 2. So a media timeout has been called. We'll take one right now. You're listening to Langston Lion Basketball, brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, Tinker Federal Credit Union, and LU Athletics. Welcome back to Langston Lion basketball. So far, the Lions have shot 4 of 10 shooting from the floor, 40%. 0 of 2 from deep. Has not knocked down a three-point shot, but have been to the free throw line about 4 times overall. From the perspective of the Drovers, they are 2 of 10 shooting in the game so far, 20%, 1 of 4 from deep, 25%, and have yet to get on the free throw line. And we're just about 7 minutes into the first half of this game. So as we do that, taking a look, Jamari McAllister has now returned back to the game for the Drovers after having his ankle look like taped up. Thomas in the lane, turns and fires with the runner, and Thomas with a nice shot gets his first basket, and first basket for a Langston starter right now. 12-5, the Lions have also responded to the opening burst and scored 12 consecutive points. Shot off the glass, no good that time, but McAllister going back to the free throw line. Still kind of gingerly on that ankle. He's trying to really work it out, but you can tell that's affecting him and his shiftiness and his athleticism, but you could tell he's a gifted athlete. He's going to get to the free throw line here with an opportunity to put some points on the board.
Pretty acrobatic shot right there, but he's definitely trying to test that ankle and see here early how much he can put on it.
Knocks down that first one. He left within the first 3 minutes of the game after landing awkwardly. I think he landed on another player's foot and is really trying to work it out. Team foul situation, 4 fouls against the Drovers, 3 team fouls against the Lions. He puts the next 2 on the board and ends the 12-0 burst by the Lions. 14:31 to go. Deuce Alexander's back in the game along with Trey Clark, Orlando Thomas, TJ Cave, and high arcing shot off the glass by Clark, no good. Here comes McAllister, who fires it up in the hands of Lutton. Lutton swings it back over to McAllister. McAllister trying to get traction against Cave. Good luck with that. In the lane, ball around to Yapo. Yapo with the runner in the lane, shot no good. Ball off his leg, and it will be Lion ball.
Right, great defensive possession there by Langston. TJ Cave, as he goes to the bench, his defense has been solid as a rock here thus far.
So Trey Clark's going to come out of the game, and Cameron McCoy comes in for the Lions. Also returning the game for the Lions is Jay Wilson. Alexander gets the screen. Handoff to Wilson now, who gives it to McCoy. McCoy wants to go baseline, draws the attention. Ball knocked out off of McCoy. Nice defense there by Yapo in this place. Knocks the ball off McCoy. Drover ball.
Right, Yapo doing some good work off the bench. Cameron McCoy, as he goes to the bench. Just a loose dribble there. It was a nice job prying that loose.
All right, going to work now. Coming across the timeline goes Elijah Burney, who's back in the game for the Drovers. Burney off the Yapo screen is trapped. Stolen by Deuce. Deuce swings it over to Lewis. Lewis thought about a walk-up 3. Instead, stutter step dribble in the lane. On 3, kicks it to the corner. Deuce down to Jay Wilson, who's on the box. Wilson, step through, easy lay-in. He's got 8.
Wilson doing a nice job. He's seeing bodies leave the paint. Perfect opportunity to go get an easy one.
Lions up by 7, 13-15 to go. In the lane. High off the glass by McAllister. Ball's deflected out, and it will be Lion ball.
McAllister really taking some tough shots here since he's been back in the game.
So substitution, Lewis is in the game. Somebody's got to get back there and get it, so Amar Henry coming back to throw it in. So McAllister comes out of the game for USAO right now. Across the timeline goes Deuce, who gives off to Lewis on the weave to Thomas. Back to Deuce. Thomas goes right. Inside the lane on a curl goes Thomas. High arc, shot off the glass, no good.
Rebound by Yapo.
So ball back in the hands of Counds. Stolen by Lewis. Nice pass. Lewis, stutter step. Euro. Pause. Wasn't able to get that one to fall. Rebound that time by Lutton. Lutton pushes it. Deuce picks him up. He backs up. Lions still up by 7. 12:27 to go in the first half. Ball in the hands of Holmes. Holmes looking for space against Thomas. Back over to Bernie. Bernie for three. Rebound by Omar Henry.
That Langston defense still in man-to-man, giving USAO all type of fits here.
The Lions have to get back on defense. It's something that's going to be important to do today. As Alexander stands on the logo with 12 minutes to go, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Alexander at the elbow. Gets it over to Henry. Henry looking to screen for Lewis. Double team. Lewis and Yapo climbs the stairs and blocks the shot. Ball to the right wing. Omar Henry having to cover against Lutton. And they're going to call traveling against Lutton that time.
That's a nice job by Henry there. Size disadvantage. Talked about the 5-guard lineup that they might run. Not that they're in it now, but that's a great job on the mismatch.
Lewis comes out, so does Henry. Returning back to the game goes Trey Clark. He plays along with Jay Wilson, Matthew Cooper, Alexander, and Cave, who are on the floor for the Lions right now. Jamori McAllister has returned also to the game for the Drovers. The weave at the top. Ball back in the hands on the left side to Alexander. Bounce pass to the box to Clark. Clark backing down Holmes. Spin move inside. Beautiful kiss off the glass layup by TJ Cave on that one. Better pass by Trey Clark that set him up. But TJ Cave has the right mentality to get inside the box since nobody was guarding him, creating that easy opportunity. Bernie. Blocking foul, and they're going to count it as Cooper is going to get called for the foul that time.
Yeah, tough trying to go straight through Cooper. Just didn't have those feet set like he wanted to draw that charge.
So Orlando Thomas returns as TJ Cave comes out. Cave has 4 points in the first half of this game. 8 points for Wilson. As Bernie gets to the free throw line, he has yet to get in the scoring sheet. He has a rebound, but has not scored as of yet. Back rims that first one. Ball back in the hands now. Trying to complete the three-point play. Bernie does have 2, so let me correct that. Alexander at the top on the logo. To the left to Thomas, back to Alexander. Alexander, bounce pass inside to Cave. I'm sorry, to Alexander, who finds Jay Wilson, who rolls it another layup.
Beautiful ball movement there. That's 2 straight possessions there. Trey Clark making a nice pass.
Jay Wilson 5 for 5 to match his 10 points in the game right now. Bounce pass cross court, ball in the hands of Bernie. Lions switch. Jay Wilson comes away with the steal. Orlando Thomas glides. Contact's going to get fouled there. Looks like the foul's going to be called against number 23, Chris Yapo, on the play.
Yeah, it looks like Thomas really took a hard fall there, like he fell on that left shoulder.
So 18-9 is the score right now. The Lions up by 9. But if Thomas, who's got 2 points, having his first opportunity at the free throw line, can drop 2 in there, the Lions will lead by double digits. Thomas squares up. Gets that first one to fall. Lions lead by 10, 10-20 to go. He gets one more as Mo Ahmed returns to the game for the Drovers. Cooper, Alexander, Thomas, Clark, and Wilson are on the floor for the Lions. Thomas front rims that one. Rebound by Clark. They're going to call over the back penalty against Clark right there. Clark just picked up his first team foul. Substitution. Thomas comes out. TJ Cave returns. Both teams with 5 fouls apiece. McAllister across the timeline for the Drovers. Lions pick up in the offensive end. Jay Wilson has his shot blocked. Or I'm sorry, not Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson alters Brett Nix's shot.
Completely.
It's called a block. 19-9, 10:09 to go.
Try to pop off quick threes, letting you know you better get it off quicker.
Bernie gets it in to Ahmed. He turns and fires. Shot no good. Jay Wilson with the rebound. Jay Wilson has 10 points, now 5 rebounds to go with his 2 steals and a block. Alexander over to TJ. Back over to Alexander. Clark at the elbow, swings it. Cooper down to the box to Jay, who tries to swing it.
Good awareness there by Clark to get it back.
And they're going to call Alexander for steps, which I don't quite understand.
Neither do I.
But they get called for steps there. Substitutions. So a timeout has been called on the floor. And we will be back in just a moment. You're listening to Langston Lion Basketball, brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, Tinker Federal Credit Union, and LU Athletics. Brothers at LU, Maurice Prince and Jamin Dawson, right here on the campus of Langston University, CF Gales Fieldhouse, home of Oklahoma's HBCU. The Lions up 19-9, and the Lions have improved their shooting a little bit, 8 of 18, 44%. Still have yet to knock down a three-point shot, 3 of 6 from the free throw line, whereas the Drovers have still had difficulty finding traction. 3 of 16 shooting in the game, 18%, 1 of 6 from deep, 16%. They're 2 of 3 from the free throw line, but have yet to find any clear space to generate offense. The Lions have simply been really stout, really consistent, as Trey Clark steals. He gets ahead, slows down, gets to the basket, and will draw a foul and go to the free throw line. That was all Trey Clark, creating the activity, getting the steal, and forcing the situation.
Right, it's a nice job getting up court fast and maintaining the dribble. I thought he got fouled close to half court than when they actually called it.
When you're looking at it right now, Langston is doing it, getting their money inside the paint. Jay Wilson has 10 of the team's 16 points in the paint. It's really been the story of the first half, who's gotten the easier shots. Langston has just simply got the easier ones over the Drovers, as Trey Clark gets his 3rd point of the afternoon to go with his 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal in this contest. One more game coming. Steady dribble. Clark fires, knocks down the free throw. Clark now with 4 in the game. Lead officially at 12. On that, are they going to call an offensive foul? They're calling a blocking foul.
You see McAllister still in agony as that ankle is still giving him problems there as he continues to be aggressive.
So nice job by McAllister, still trying to work it out. Omar Henry going to get called for the foul there. Team foul number 6 against the Lions. Lead back to 10. You really got to take your hat off to McAllister. He's got 4. And he's really trying to work it out. The officials are really talking about it. McAllister says, I'm all right. One more shot coming for him. McAllister knocks this down, and he does. And McAllister comes out of the game. And now Counts returns to the game, Bryce Counts. 21-12 is the score. Both teams with 6 fouls apiece. The next one will put them in the bonus. Ball to the right. Back up top, TJ Cave setting up the offense. Back in the hands of Lewis. Lewis fires from the right wing. In and out. Clark can't get the rebound. Back in the hands of Ahmad. Ahmad.
Ahmad's only got 2 shot attempts so far. To be the scorer that he is, you want to see him put up more like that as he gets that runner to go.
Okay, as called. Lead down to 7 now. 8:43 to go. The Lions took the initial shot from the Drovers, responded with a 12-0 run and haven't looked back since. However, as activity starts to drive and the Drovers go to this zone, and listen, 3-point basket from the left wing by Orlando Thomas extends it back to a 10-point advantage.
That zone just ineffective. You see Orlando Thomas, exceptional shooter from 3, shooting just above 45%.
6 points on the night for Thomas. Bernie tries to pass it down to Ahmad. Holmes has it, throws it back out. Bernie from the right wing for 3, and he finds traction.
Bernie in rhythm.
Timeout called by the Drovers, as the Drovers with a burst, cutting it back down to a 7-point lead. The Drovers had been quiet for quite a while, but lately they're starting to heat up. They were at 18%, have improved to 31% as it stands now. But the Lions have been stout overall how this goes. Blue Sky Bank. Banking with them is a step towards getting great personalized service. They're about community growth and a brighter financial future. Become a part of the community-focused bank that puts you first, because here your goals are our priorities. Blue Sky Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Maurice Prince, Jamin Dawson on the call, bringing you this game this afternoon. 24-17 is the score, but the energy is now rolling back toward the Drovers side as they've stopped and started to control more of the pace. And the zone 2-1-2, which has really caused some rotation issues early on in this game for the against the Lions.
And you want to see the Lions mix in some zone as well for them on defense. You see the Drovers scored the last couple possessions there. They're gaining some confidence.
Henry misses the shot. Ball knocked loose. The Drovers going to come up with it. Are they going to call a foul?
I think that's Counts down there with it.
Counts went out of bounds. They're going to say it is Langston ball. So Antonio Lewis comes back in. So we got Alexander, Clark, Thomas, Henry, and Lewis on the floor for Langston. Then for the Drovers, you've got Ahmad, Holmes, Counts, McAllister still fighting through out there along with Bernie. You've got 3 players for the Drovers with 5 points each. Langston has 1 in double digits with Jay Wilson, which I expect him to get back on the floor here probably within the next few minutes.
No doubt.
He's basically camped out on that box, right there on the box, trying to get space and kept finding ways to carve up the defense. But right now they're attending to some moisture on the floor right there in front of the Drovers bench. So undoubtedly the officials are going to pause for time. Do we have a challenge on the floor right now?
It seems so.
So it
Definitely
looks
got
like
the officials huddling up over that iPad.
So a challenge on the floor right now. So they're trying to look to see who actually had the ball. So they're going to go ahead and take a look at that right now. So today's game is also being brought to you by Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, offering comprehensive health services, mental health support, and community programs of the highest quality. Along with Guiding Right, a leading public health organization in Oklahoma aiming to improve access to healthcare systems and services to marginalized populations in Oklahoma. Want to thank them and, of course, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma and Guiding Right for being sponsors of this LU broadcast. Thank you for tuning in on PPBC TV. And if you're listening on OKC Sports Radio 105.3, you can also go ahead and time in and watch it on PPBC TV right now. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Langston Lion Basketball. All right, back to live action now. Working the ball around the top. Antonio Lewis gets it over to Thomas. Thomas goes up, under, shot no good. Clark tried to get the rebound putback opportunity. It's no good. Here comes Counts pushing the ball back in the hands of Holmes. Holmes going to get called for steps there. Holmes off the glass and scores.
Man, the Drovers trying to get some action there in a fast break. Langston had the advantage with 3 guys down there on defense, but that was an aggressive move there by Holmes.
Holmes took the NBA move. In college, it's usually called travel, but he did the 2-step stop and another step and then go. But at the top there, ball in the hands of Henry. Back to Thomas. Thomas fires a 3 from the left wing, and he's got 9. His second 3-point shot of the first half.
Beautiful shot there by Thomas, but a better pass there by Henry. Just a quick twitch pass.
Inside goes Holmes, and he's going to score the basket as he got behind Thomas and glided to the basket. Holmes picking up a little bit of juice now. He's got 4 in the first half of this one now, 27-19.
If scoring on back-to-back possessions, you want to see a more heads-up Omar Henry down there to provide some help down low.
So Cameron McCoy, also Jay Wilson comes back in for Trey Clark as Omar Henry and Clark take an exit. Holmes comes back in to try and complete the 3-point play. And Holmes does that, 27-22. Quite a nice burst there by the Drovers, 5 consecutive points. Knocks the lead down to 5. Over the top, pass too tall for Jay Wilson. McAllister in the lane, gets it down to Counts, who goes with the reverse. A little up and under and kiss off the glass, and it's a 3-point margin now.
Beautiful shot. That was a nice pass by McAllister. He was looking at his defender right in the eye and just kind of no-looked him on the pass.
7 straight points by the Drovers is silenced by Orlando Thomas, who knocked down a 3-point shot. Does the shot count? Technical foul called against the Lions. So it's going to be against Jay Wilson, but the basket still stands, 30-24. So now going to the free throw line right now, Mo Ahmad.
With the game so tight, you definitely got to watch any extracurricular there. 6-point lead, giving them a chance to knock one down here from the free throw line.
And the officials are talking with Jay Wilson right now, as Ahmad knocks down a free throw. Ahmad now with 3 points in the game. Front rims, but it rolls in and a shooter's touch. 18 fouls against the Lions now. It's a 4-point game, 6:16 to go. Quite a burst in the last few minutes against the Drovers, who really attacked the lead. And the players all doing a lot of conversating right now. The officials trying to get them to focus on basketball as McAllister comes across the timeline now. Holmes trying to flash toward the basket. McAllister trying to get around Alexander, throws it back out to Holmes. Cross-court pass to Counts on the left, to the corner, to Birney. Birney pulls up for 3, shot no good. Rebound battling. Omar Henry tracks it down, gets it in the hands of Alexander.
Langston starts to slow it down.
5:45 to go before the end of the first half. A weave to Thomas to Alexander on the logo. Back to Thomas. Thomas goes, gets it to the left wing with Lewis. Ball knocked loose, and this time they're going to catch Jamari McAllister with his hand in the cookie jar.
And Lewis, he's talking to McCoy there. He wants him to cut straight to the basket there on that opportunity. He had quite a bit of space before he got the pass.
So Cameron McCoy going to shoot free throws now. So McCoy at the free throw line at the bonus. 1-1, 5:30 to go. McCoy, steady dribble. Shot is up And before things are good, lane violation against Omar Henry, wave off the opportunity. Lions giving a little bit of life to the Drovers. Omar Henry comes out, Trey Clark returns. So TJ Cave, Thomas, Clark, McCoy, and Alexander are on the floor. McAllister dives down,
Nice job
misses.
splitting two defenders. Couldn't get that bucket to go.
Ball in the hands of Thomas to the corner. Trey Clark for three. Trey says, I'll knock down my name. Trey for Trey from the corner.
Nice job setting that up there. Ahmad fighting for position. He's trying to get to the rack.
Ball knocked loose. Nice job on the double team on the trap. Alexander throws it up to Cave. TJ gets it to a cutting to the basket and score the basket for Trey Clark as Ahmad could not turn around and got caught by position. Trey Clark knew he wasn't looking, drew the free contact, and will go to the free throw line trying to give the Lions back a 10-point advantage.
Yeah, beautiful job by Trey Clark getting back into this game. Instant impact getting on the board.
So a timeout has been called on the floor. It's a full timeout, which means we'll take one here as well. You're listening to Langston Lion Basketball, sponsored by LU Athletics, Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bell Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, and Guiding Right.
Discover the culinary treasures of Black-owned restaurants with the new foodie edition of PPBC magazine. This special issue celebrates the remarkable talents of chefs and restaurateurs. Dive into one-of-a-kind recipes and inspiring stories that showcase the rich diversity and innovation within our community. Don't miss out on your copy. Available with the Black Chronicle newspaper or via email. Visit us at 1528 Northeast 23rd in Oklahoma City or call 405-424-4695. For more details, visit blackchronicle.com. Get your issue today and celebrate the flavors of our heritage.
Welcome back to Marcus Haynes Court here at CF Gales Fieldhouse. Langston Lion Basketball on a Saturday afternoon. Thank you for joining us today on PPBC TV. We've seen a game where the Drovers stepped out, the Lions responded, but every time the Lions think it's comfortable, we get a scoring burst by one of the league's best offensive teams, the Drovers, as they dive to cut into the lead. The Lions find themselves constantly having to respond, and so far, whatever the counterpunch has been, the Lions have risen to the occasion.
Right, they find a way to keep him at arm's length. Trey Clark inserted back into the game, got a three, and then got the and one. Let's see if he can complete the and one.
Trey Clark at the free throw line, trying to extend it back to a 10-point lead. And he does, knocks down the free throw. Trey Clark 3 for 3 at the free throw line right now to go with his now 10 points, becomes the Lions' third player to get into double-digit scoring in the first half of this game. Bernie gets it down to Holmes. Holmes being covered by Clark. Holmes with the up fake, pass, stolen. Deuce has it. Ball in the hands of Thomas. Thomas weaves through the lane and gets that lefty skill going right with the left hand to the basket, scores it. He's got 14, going to the free throw line, trying to complete the three-point play.
I mean, he's got great acceleration there. He saw just a sliver of space in the lane and took up all the space.
38-26, the Lions have responded on a burst of their own. Alexander picking up his third steal, led the break to Thomas, and Thomas rattles that one on down. He's now 2 of 3 at the free throw line with 15 points, or 14 points in the game. Make that 15 points. Working the ball around inside. McAllister doesn't have the elevation. You can tell his ankle's bothering him, but what kind of heart does this young man have? He's continuing to play.
Yep, certainly been fighting through it. He's got that fighter spirit for sure. USAO trying to do anything possible offensively to get back in this game. Keep chopping at that lead.
Both teams with 9 fouls apiece. The next one, there will be the double bonus. But this one is a 2-point shooting opportunity for McAllister, who knocks down the first free throw. He's been a perfect 4 for 4 at the free throw line today to go with his 6 first half points. So Elijah Burney comes out of the game, and now Chris Yapo returns. Front rims that one by McAllister, missing his first free throw of the afternoon. 39-27, 4:12 to go in the first half. Going to hand off to Thomas, who hands it back to Alexander, back to Cave, who's in the game. Cave, Thomas, Alexander, Trey Clark, and Cameron McCoy. In the lane goes Thomas. Throws it to Alexander, trapped in the corner by McAllister.
Definitely had to go get it in the corner.
Swings it back to the hands of Thomas. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Pulls up. Shot no good, but the shot is still good offensive rebound and another extended possession for the Lions. TJ with a jump stop in the lane. Shot no good that time. With a great shot. Ball knocked loose, and Counts, who's been quiet since the early moments of the first part of this game, gets his first basket in a while, and now it's 39-29 as he's got 8 or 9 in the game.
Yeah, it's a nice job getting that pass in between 2 defenders to get it through the back door.
Thomas lines up another 3. This time McAllister comes away with the rebound. Holmes climbing the stairs. TJ Cave thought he knocked it clean.
All ball to me.
But the official says it was not. Going to send Holmes to the free throw line as the Lions have eclipsed the 10 foul mark. But it was a shooting foul, so Holmes to the line shooting 2 anyway. 3:02 to go. Trying to keep the Lions from really expanding the lead. The biggest lead for the Lions in this game has been 13 points. Holmes back rims that free throw. It is their 3rd miss in the game as a team for the Drovers. They are 7 of 10 in the first half at the free throw line. Omar Henry now returns to the game along with Antonio Lewis. Lindy Holmes misses both. Lead remains 10. Alexander to Thomas, back to Lewis, back to Alexander. The weave right there at the top of the key. Alexander goes right inside. Swings it back out to Lewis. Lewis looking for space. Driving in the lane goes Alexander. Nice dump down to McCoy, who cannot finish the bunny. Misses it. Ball knocked loose, but Yapo maintains over back to Lindy Holmes. To McAllister, who squares up and lines up a 3. That shot was flat.
Omar Henry walked right into the rebound.
2:18 to go. Ball back to Lewis, to Thomas, back to Deuce. In the lane, swing. Pass inside. Shot no good there. As Thomas found a crease and once again did his best impersonation, starring in his #1 movie role, Attack the Rim, starring Orlando Thomas. Game high 15 points in the first half of this one. On 5 of 9 shooting, 3 of 4 from deep, and 2 of 3 from the free throw line. And Lindy Holmes just picked up his 4th personal foul. McCoy comes out, Trey Clark comes in, so does Matthew Cooper return to the lineup as well. So Lewis, Cooper, Thomas, Henry, and Clark on the floor right now. Lions up 11, trying to make it 12 if Thomas can knock it down. Front rim, shot no good that time. McAllister coming away with it. McAllister attacking into the lane, and they're going to call a blocking foul against Lewis this time.
McAllister, realizing the situation of the game, gets the ball and goes straight to the rim.
Well, he noticed Omar Henry was tracking him. So against a big, you want to beat them to the spot. So he just kept going, and he found himself in the lane. No one cut him off. McAllister back rims and downs that first one. Lead back down to 10, 40-30. McAllister now with 7 points. Jay Wilson now returns, so it's Wilson, Henry, Clark, Antonio Lewis, and Cooper. He misses the second free throw. 1:55 to go. Lewis across the timeline. Okay, something did not start, and they want to adjust the clock. All right, trying to get it conferred. Back to live action now. Well, we're not quite ready. Officials hand Clark the ball, bounce pass over to Cooper. 19 seconds on the shot clock, 1:44 on the game clock. Omar Henry for three at the top. Henry can't get it to fall. Rebound controlled by Chris Yapo. Back in the hands of McAllister. Shot for three is no good that time. Ball goes out, and it will be Langston ball as Lutton let it go. But the Drovers were not able to corral the rebound in. So with 1:19 to go, the Lions got a 10-point lead. So Clark comes out. Thomas returns back in. The officials are talking to Coach Huey. Ball in the hands of Cooper, who's trying to set up the offense now. Ball in the hands of Thomas, who gives it up to Antonio Lewis, back to Thomas. Lewis thought about the three, couldn't get it to fall, wasn't setting the offense to do it. Thomas with 7 seconds on the shot clock, throw it to the corner. Omar Henry bounces in, pulls up, shot no good. Rebound by Cooper. Cooper turns around and fires. Are they going to call a shot clock violation because the ball did not hit the rim? So good job by the Drovers that time.
A little just too patient there by that Langston offense.
49.8 to go. 40-30 is the score. Bernie trying to get it around. Thomas comes away with the steal. And they're going to call a foul on the play against Elijah Bernie. So now that will put Thomas back on the free throw line, trying to add to his 15 first half points with 43.7 seconds left to go. So right now, Thomas with 15 points, 5 of 9 shooting, 3 of 4 from deep, 2 rebounds, and an assist in the contest.
Healthy numbers all across the scoring column.
17 first half points. I mean, there's a chance he could go for 20 in the first half of this game.
No doubt about it. He has all the scoring capability possible as he sets for the second free throw.
He knocks it down. 18 first half points. And 5 of 6 from the free throw line as McAllister throws it up. Wasn't able to get it down, so Thomas has it with about a 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Timeout called by the Lions with 27.7 seconds to go, 23 seconds on the game clock. So you're going to play for one. You don't want to turn the ball over. You're going to go into halftime with the lead, and you want to do the best you can to have a smart play. What kind of play do you want coming out of the timeout here, Jamin?
Man, you kind of want to feed the hot hand. It's really no kinda. You want to find Orlando Thomas in some sort of way, or maybe find Omar Henry, try to free him up a little bit in the paint, but Thomas is really a three-level scorer, so he can give it to you any way you want.
And no doubt about that. So you got to take advantage of that. To me, I want to go back to the guy that they forgot about, Jay Wilson. I think you put Thomas and Wilson, and they're talking down there. I could see a play where Thomas draws the attention and dumping it down to Jay Wilson for an easy deuce.
Nice play there, Mo. Let's see if it comes to fruition.
And as they are setting this offensive possession right here, Henry throws it into Alexander, back to Henry. Henry, and you've got Thomas and Wilson on the box. 14 seconds on the shot clock, now 12, under 10. About 3-second difference. Ball in the hands of Henry. Down low to Jay Wilson, the ball, and then Henry's gonna bump McAllister with 2 seconds or 6 seconds left to go.
That's
What a
a nice
play
call.
by Henry. Henry instead became the point guard, dumped it down. Jay Wilson went up for the punch. The ball was dislodged from his hands and matriculated in the hands of McAllister, who was then fouled by Henry.
All right, despite no score, that was a nice job getting into the paint with that no-look pass. Just couldn't find the ball in the bucket.
6.5 seconds to go. Coming up, the MJ Bell Bonds halftime report. So both teams in the bonus now. So here comes McAllister, who front rims and gets the shooter's touch on that one. So Henry comes out, Trey Clark returns. Also coming in the game for his first action, Hayden Hicks is in the game. McAllister misses the second one. He's got 8 in the first half, 4 seconds. Thomas pushes. Thomas pulls up for 3 and does not get the basket to fall. And it's 42-31 at the end of the first half of this one. Lions up by 11. Time for us to take a break. We'll be back in about 7 minutes with the halftime report. This is Langston Lion basketball, brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, Tinker Federal Credit Union, and LU Athletics.
Discover the culinary treasures of Black-owned restaurants with the new foodie edition of PPBC Magazine. This special issue celebrates the remarkable talents of chefs and restaurateurs. Dive into one-of-a-kind recipes and inspiring stories that showcase the rich diversity and innovation within our community. Don't miss out on your copy. Available with the Black Chronicle newspaper or via email. Visit us at 1528 Northeast 23rd in Oklahoma City or call 405-424-4695. For more details, visit blackchronicle.com. Get your issue today and celebrate the flavors of our heritage.
This broadcast is the exclusive property of Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or any other use of the accounts, descriptions, or audiovisual elements of this broadcast without the express written consent of Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company is strictly prohibited. All rights reserved.
Welcome back to the MJ Bell Bonds halftime report. Maurice Prince and Jamin Dawson on the call this afternoon. Glad that you are rocking with us. Happy to have you with us overall. The first half of the game featured the Lions up by 9, 42-31. An unconscious effort in the first half of this game, Jamin, by the play of Orlando Thomas. 18 points, 3 rebounds, 3 of 5 from deep, 5 of 10 shooting overall, but 5 out of 7 from the free throw line has just been impressive overall on the game he's been able to have and play of this contest.
Right, he's really pouring it in. He's got some rebounds. I believe he's the leading rebounder on this team. He's got an assist or two as well, so he's really having a good all-around game, as well as Jay Wilson. He's been providing a lot of stability down low, and Trey Clark, versatility as well.
When you start talking about the scoring for the Lions, you got 3 players in double digits. 2 of them, Orlando Thomas, then you've got Trey Clark and Jay Wilson, who Jamin just mentioned. Jay Wilson, 10 points, 5 rebounds overall. Trey Clark, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists in the first half. As a team, Langston ended up shooting 38%, 14 of 36 in the game, 4 of 10 from deep, 40%. But most importantly, how about 10 of 14 from the free throw line, which has led them to 71% shooting from that. On the Drovers side of things, as a team, 10 of 28 shooting, 35.7%, 2 of 10 from deep, 20%, 9 of 15 from the free throw line, 60%. That has had a big factor. But that long set of time after the initial 5 points allowed the Lions to score 12 consecutive points. From that point, the Lions have truly been in control, and it's left the Drovers trying to find ways to generate consistent offense in the first half of this game. The largest lead in the first half of the Lions was 13 points, but credit to the Drovers. They've stayed in the moment and kept battling and not allowed the Lions to extend that to when you get to one of those 20 marks, which really changes your mindset as a team and how you're going to play and attack the others.
Right, very much so, and they've been very aggressive. Both teams were in double bonus, but USAOs took care of business from the free throw line. Couple of timely buckets by Bryce Counts, and they're distributing the wealth a little bit and going deeper in the lineup. Lindy Holmes, he ran into a little bit of foul trouble, but his aggressive play has definitely helped them stay within reach.
Now, when you look at it from the standpoint, the Lions forced 13 turnovers on the first half and scored 18 points off those turnovers, and points in the paint has been another factor. The Lions have not been forced to shoot difficult shots. You're talking about 20 of the team's 42 points, almost half, coming from inside the paint. And good things happen when you score inside the paint and get those high percentage shots.
Right, and when you play inside out and you have a shooter with the capability of Orlando Thomas, he can knock down a multitude of threes and really carry a lot of that weight.
Now, when you're talking about USAO, you've got several players that have contributed in the game in terms of their overall point production. McAllister really playing on 1.5 legs, if that at most. He's been hobbled by or retweaking or hurting his ankle in the early stages of this game, and has really been one of the most consistent forces for the team. He's got 8 points. Then you've got, of course, Mr. Mo Ahmad, who has 4 points in the game. But what's really harbored him as the Lions have been able to cross-match him between Omar Henry, Trey Clark, and then Jay Wilson has really slowed him down. Bernie has 5 points. Holmes has 5 points to go along with those 4 fouls, which will hamper his availability in the second half. And then Towns is the high man for the Drovers with 9 points. 5 of those coming in the opening 2 minutes of the game. He got slowed down from that point on because of the way the Lions have chosen to play basketball the rest of the quarter by being aggressive defensively and going small and matching the intensity that the Drovers came out with.
Right, and the one thing I wanted to mention that I thought was exceptional that you said was Mahan Ahmad. He's really been deferred by some of these matchups, and it's really just deterred him from taking as many shots. And he's a high-clip scorer, as we mentioned in pregame. He's the number 4 scorer in the conference, so Langston is doing an exceptional job defensively.
And that's a factor on how the team can play. because the offense, which has come so easy for the Drovers, has really met a very solid and I want to say stout Langston defense, which has been able to disrupt, create turnovers, and score points off of them. The Drovers want to widen the floor. They want to give their operators space. You're scrambling, trying to cover them, and knocking down open threes. That's kind of how their offense is, wide open, when they start running it open in the half-court set. The Lions have been able to cross-match them with the right bodies. And again, that's a versatility within this Langston lineup. It wasn't so much that the Drovers couldn't compete, but their angle to compete at their highest level was to try to turn this game into a speed. The more of a half-court set it is, it favors Langston.
Absolutely so. And then you see USAO taking advantage of what they can at the free throw line. Jamari McAllister, he's been battling through that ankle injury, and he's hit 6 free throws so far. So look for that to anchor them and help them in chopping wood and maybe minimizing this lead.
They're going to have to find a way to do that somehow, some way. If you're Langston, you just want to come out and get back to executing. Continue to pound them in the paint. Don't give them free opportunities by continuing to host line distance shots. By doing that and you're missing, you're giving the Drovers a chance to find some traction. We've seen them have bursts of 5 to 7 points at a time. You'll blink and you'll be down because this team is that good offensively, and that's not something that you really want to do in this particular game. You've been in control, you've been steady. Don't give them the opportunity to get back in this game.
Very much so. This USAO Drovers team is at the bottom of this conference in defensive capability or overall ranking. So you want to see your offensive game flourish and continue to see scoring across the board.
To the best of your ability, that's just something that you really want to expect, want to see them accomplish and do. All right, second half ready to begin right now as the teams are coming out. Holmes is actually going to play early in the second half of this game. Coach Landon Huey is really going to go ahead and go to him. And McAllister seems to be walking a little better right now. We'll see and watch and how he progresses. So right now, Mo Ahmad is going to throw it into McAllister right now. Lions open up in man-to-man defense right now. Alexander and Holmes. Now they switch. So at the top now, Counts being covered by Thomas. The Lions have no problem switching their matchup. Counts turns and fires, shot no good.
Clean defense. Orlando Thomas was with him step for step.
Lewis, who has not scored in this game after exploding, becoming the chef in the kitchen the other night against Mac U, has yet to get it going. He's 0 for 5 in the game, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. I don't expect that to maintain itself for long as Omar Henry gets a gift. What a pleasant gift early of Valentine's Day on that one as Lewis drops it down for Omar Henry.
Right, as soon as we start talking about Lewis and how he hasn't been able to score, he can impact the game in other ways than the scoring column.
So Trey Clark is going to get called fouling McAllister now, team foul number 1. Lead is 44-31, 19-10 to go in this contest right now. So they're going to say the foul on the floor. Alexander comes out, TJ Cave comes in. So Thomas battling against Holmes right there on the box. Holmes trying to set a screen, get the ball in the hands of McAllister. Cave trying to cover McAllister. McAllister rolls to the basket, believes there was contact, but no foul called.
Right, nothing really deters him. He's always going for the tough bucket.
And this time it's going to be a foul against McAllister right now. So McAllister just picked up his second foul. Both teams with a foul apiece. 18:55 to go in the contest right now. Ball back in the hands now of Cave, who swings it over to Clark, who hands off to Thomas on the right. Thomas dancing, trying to spin in the lane, shoots it to the corner. Back up, Thomas from the top of the key, three-point shot. No good, didn't get his legs up underneath that shot. TJ Cave now has it.
Nice rebound there. Second chance created by Trey Clark, and he gets rewarded from a corner 3 off the front rim.
Holmes ends up grabbing the rebound there. 18:26 to go. McAllister into the lane against Lewis, and that time McAllister's going to get fouled by Lewis. Lewis will pick up his second foul of the afternoon. And it looks like McAllister's going to go to the free throw line shooting 2.
Right, and he's not settling for anything. He knows his game and he's comfortable within it, especially within the situation of this game. So he's going to continue to go to the rack, and if he doesn't get the lay to go, he knows he has a couple free opportunities at the charity stripe.
Right now, stepping up to the free throw line, McAllister knocks down 2. He'll be the first Drover in double digits. He's got 9 in the game now. Cuts the lead down to 12. I'm sorry, 8. He knocks that one down. 2 of 2 at the free throw line. He's got 10 on the night, 44-33. 11-point advantage coming in the way right now. Rotating the ball around. Ball in the hands now. Inside drive by Clark. Does the work. Beautiful assist. Clark now with 12 on his own, going to the free throw line. Again, the Lions do best in this contest, Jamin, getting their money underneath.
Absolutely right, Mo. And Trey Clark does a nice job not being deterred. Kept working his way into the paint and found his way behind the defender to get up that easy layup.
Clark getting ready to step to the free throw line. 18:07 left to go. 46-33. 13-point advantage. The Lions trying to push it to their biggest lead of the game, and they do now with 14 points. Pass over. Deflected by Thomas. Nice job. And they're going to say the ball is off of Elijah Burney that time. Good job by Thomas forcing that turnover.
Yeah, nice job getting up there quick. Really did it more with his body than his hands, but still got the job done.
Across the timeline now, TJ hands off to Thomas, to Lewis, back to TJ. Ball on the right wing. Ball back in the center of the court, now to the left. As Cave almost loses it, Thomas tracks it down. Thomas with 10 seconds on the shot clock, he loses it in the lane. And this time,
friendly fire.
Looks like Thomas is going to get his hands and pop. Looks like he popped Trey Clark. Clark's having a moment here. Looks like he got popped in the nose.
Yeah, that's a certain kind of sting. He's not crying. It just kind of makes your eyes water too. But, I mean, it affects everything.
Clark's going to come out for a quick breather to regather himself. Jay Wilson comes in for his first action of the second half of this one. TJ Cave's going to throw it in. Lewis standing on the just outside. Gets it into Omar Henry on the box. Henry in the lane. Turns and fires with a one-handed push shot. 49-33. Omar Henry doing work in the lane with his 4 points on the night.
Yeah, beautiful footwork there in the post.
Burney being covered by Thomas. 19 seconds, lead 49-33. Counds trying to get space against Henry, and they're going to score the basket for Counds as he was battling against Henry. Counds now will become the second Drover to be in double digits. He's got 11 in the contest.
We've seen that matchup a few times, the mismatch, if you will, Omar Henry on Brian Counds, and at the very last second, Counds gets the best of him.
All right, nice job as Cameron McCoy now comes into the contest now. And the shot is good by Counds, who will now have 12 points on the afternoon. 49-36 is the score.
Drover's setting a 2-3 zone now.
In the lane, Thomas tries to finish strong. So Jay Wilson gets to put back his first points of the second half. He's got 12 in the game now. Bounce pass back over to Holmes, over to Burney. Thomas covering. Ball on the left wing, turn and fire by Holmes, not able to corral it. Jay Wilson tracks it down. Back in the hands of TJ Cave. The Lions trying to break this wide open, lead up to 16 right now. Ball in the hands of Lewis, who throws it cross court, skip pass over to Clark.
Jay Wilson busy setting screens out there, trying to create some free opportunity.
Deep three-point shot by Lewis is no good, but McCoy ends up with it. Cave, stutter step, kick. Jay Wilson for three from the corner, and Jay Wilson showing you he's got range in his game. He's got 15 points on the night.
That's that versatility there. He doesn't shoot many threes at all, but he knocks that one down. That was a nice pass there.
Bernie picked up his dribble. TJ Cave smothering him. Holmes with the up fake, kicks it back out. Ball in the hands of Lutton, who gets it back to Holmes. Holmes front or side rims that shot. Lewis with the rebound.
Back-to-back threes there by Holmes on offense. He's got a quick trigger, but can't get the three ball to fall.
Lead up to 18 points now. The Lions look to break it wide open and push the lead up to 20. Ball inside to Jay Wilson. Wilson up fake, contact, going back to the free throw line. Jay Wilson has been able to dictate whatever he wants whenever he gets the ball in the box.
No doubt about it. A lot of that work in the first half came from the paint, but the last possession he hits the three. Really spacing out the floor here, showing what he's made of.
The Lions 20 points off turnovers. As of right now, 28 points of this game in the paint for the Lions. Very impressive.
Exactly what you want to see. That's a winning formula for the Langston Lions.
That foul is going to be called against Lindy Holmes right there. And that means his evening is over. 5 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a block in the contest. And right now, Coach Landon Huey is really talking to the officials about it. So Jamari McAllister now comes in for Lindy Holmes, whose afternoon is over. Jay
Showing
Wilson.
respect to that Langston bench. Like to see that sportsmanship.
Jay Wilson rolls that one back in, kisses the top of the rim, hits the backboard, and rolls right on in. He misses the second one, and then it's going to be a jump ball situation. Nice job by Cameron McCoy, who battled, got tied up, and it will be Langston ball, 15-14 to go.
All right, looked like he secured that rebound, but Yapo right behind him fighting for it. But that was a nice job by McCoy to keep on fighting.
TJ Cave to throw it in. Into the lane. Was darting. Now to the corner. McCoy getting the first action of the afternoon now. And a nice basket that time. That time by Charles Gaither, who checks in for his first action of the afternoon.
Gets a quick bucket up. Presence is felt immediately.
Nice block. Bryce Counts broke down the defense, and covering behind him goes Cameron McCoy, who hovers and then blocks the shot.
You love to see this activity here from Cameron McCoy. He didn't have a very productive first half, but after that rebound down there, you see he gets the defense going with the block.
All right, timeout has been called on the floor, and we'll take one here as well. You're listening to Langston Lion Basketball, brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, and Guiding Right. Welcome back. Maurice Prince, Jamin Dawson on the call. Jamin, you know, this is one of those things. The teams come out and have a plan, but you got to come out and execute. The first few minutes of the second half in any game, especially in basketball, really dictates if you were able to counter the adjustments or whether you were going to be able to extend and do what you really had set out to do. The Lions have outscored the Drovers in the second half of this game 15-5 and have really put some distance between them overall on how this on their ability to really attack and keep the score close.
Right, USAO is really fighting to find some rhythm offensively as Bryce Counts gets that mid-range jumper to go.
Nice turnaround shot by him in that situation. 57-38, the Lions are set. Lead back down to 19 right now. Lions look to extend it back over 20. Ball in the hands now of Thomas, who almost lost it. Gets it back in the hands of Gaither. Over to Cave. Cave looking for a path. Right now sitting in a zone, a 2-3 zone to be exact. Thomas with 6 seconds on the shot clock, and they're going to call McAllister with the foul there. McAllister cannot believe the foul call. Team foul number 3. Team foul number 5, his personal 3rd foul. McAllister comes out of the game, and now returning back to the game is Mo Ahmad.
And McAllister, he's got 3 fouls thus far.
TJ Cave running it from the top. Ball in the hands to the left wing to Thomas. From McCoy back to Thomas, who fires it cross court. Going to be stolen that time by Elijah Burney.
Miscommunication there.
Ahmad gets it back out in the hands of Burney. Burney gets space, pulls up, free throw jump shot, no good. Rebound, Jay Wilson. Jay just grabbed his 8th rebound.
Burney really trying to fight through that tough defense from TJ Cave. Just couldn't get that shot to fall.
Ball just outside the elbow by Wilson. Throws it to the corner, wide open 3-point shot. Ball back in the hands of Jay Wilson. Wilson loses it in the lane. Gaither glides to the basket and scores, and Jay Wilson is on the ground in pain.
Nice composure there by Charles Gaither to get that rebound and put back, but Jay Wilson in agony holding that right knee. Trying to stand up, but yet to get on his feet.
Jay Wilson with an amazing game, 16 points, 9 rebounds. Hate to see him get hurt here, but it happened coming into the lane. He lost the ball. I don't know if someone stepped on it while he was down on the ground. You hate a player down on the ground underneath the goal because all the players are trying to make plays underneath, and right now they're taking a strong look at that knee. That would be a major blow if Wilson is hurt. The Lions are already dealing with one player injury out of their rotation without super freshman Jaden Williams, who's been out for about 3 to 5 games now.
Coach Wright, in your interview with him earlier, he talked a lot about the rotation and how beneficial that is to go on a run that they want to replicate like they have the past 3 years. So this injury would certainly pack more on the load of Omar Henry and seemingly Cameron McCoy.
Right, because that's exactly who it's going to turn into. And you'll see some Trey Clark flash in that position as well. But that's a very big deal. So Jay Henry is still being looked at right now. He gets up right now, kind of gingerly favoring on that right leg. Chris Wright looking at him. He looks like he's okay, but he's going to require some trainers to look at him as he's trying to get his legs underneath him right now. So they're going to make a substitution and try to get some things going back again. The Lions up by 21 as it stands right now. And, you know, the one thing you don't want to see when the lead is when you're in a leading situation like this is having some of your key players start getting hurt.
Right, because he was doing a lot for this team on offense and defense. His energy was infectious. So you're going to see Omar Henry, try to replicate that, if not intensify it.
All right. At that time, TJ Cave is going to get called, making contact against Elijah Burney. So that's team foul number 4. But it will be Drover basketball. Going to get the ball. Roman Lutton's going to throw it over to the official. Gets it back in. The hands of Cowan. Burney looking. Kicks it to the right wing. Four seconds on the shot clock. And a deep shot by Counts ends up being an air ball and a shot clock violation right there. 59-38 right now.
And air balls truly ignite the student section here at Langston.
Oh, yeah, they're going to let you know it. Across the timeline now, ball back in the hands of Thomas. Thomas has 18 points.
Drovers remain in the zone.
Up fake by Gaither. Back to Henry with a blind pass. What a beautiful dime. He dropped one down. Cutting to the basket goes Trey Clark with 15 points. Omar Henry picked up his second assist of the game.
He's dropped off a couple of those no-lookers, but that was the best one thus far.
Nice basket kiss off the glass there by Mo Ahmad. Timeout called by the Drovers there. Trey Clark can't help but smile on that last pass play. Omar Henry with a blind pass. He was looking to his right and fired it. I mean, Omar Henry has some big shoulders.
No doubt.
I mean, big shoulders. So when he does a bullet pass, I mean, I don't know. It just looked like somebody just, I mean, he just like flicked his wrist and that ball went flying down underneath the goal where he found Trey Clark for an easy basket.
Right, there's no better execution than that. Even a play down here in the first half on the other side of the court, he's standing about where the SAC logo is, and he kind of just zipped the two-hander to Orlando Thomas, and he laced a three.
All right.
Passing ability is definitely a great asset.
The right way to play. When we play the right way, everyone rises, because the right way isn't just about the rules of the game. It's about respect for the game and the culture it fosters. The NAIA takes the student part of student athletes seriously, balancing growth of the whole person with athletic achievement, because that's the right way to play on the field, in the classroom, and within the community. The NAIA College Athletics, the way it was meant to play. 22 seconds left to go before we come out of this timeout right here. But the Lions have extended the lead to 21. They've outscored them by 10 in the second half, 19-9. Overall, the biggest lead of the game was 23 points, and the Lions look like they could break it on right open. The defense has been effective. The Drovers are without a key offensive weapon in Lindy Holmes. And if you're the Lions, you have to see how they respond. Hopefully Jay Wilson will be able to return. Have not seen him on the sideline as of yet. He's still been being looked at by the trainers.
Right, his return would certainly be a pleasure, but there's been no drop-off in play at all. Omar Henry has been stepping up in his few minutes and replacing him, and Gaither has been instant impact anytime he's been on the court this far.
Back to live action now. Clark gets it into TJ Cave. Cave across the timeline now. Back over to Clark on the right, who gets it to the corner to Omar Henry. Henry swings it. Thomas, wide open three-point shot is straight cash. He's hit the 20-point plateau. He now has 21 on the night.
No space needed. I want to say the fourth or fifth three Thomas is knocked down.
Deep three-point shot for the Drovers. Back rims that one is Hayden Hicks, who's checked in the game.
One good thing is Trey Clark is back in the game. I saw he had some ice on his eye or wherever he got hit earlier, but he's returned to the game. That's a nice addition.
Lead up stands at 24, 11:30 to make. Omar Henry goes to the basket. Going glass, could not get it to fall. And that time Hicks gets the rebound, fires it up. Nice drive to the move, goes Bryce Counts, and he found traction. Counts leading this team with 16 points.
Hayden Hicks, though, hadn't been in the game too long, but his court vision has been exceptional, and Counts driving baseline.
So a timeout has been, as TJ Cave took a spill on the sideline. So they're going to allow him to step off the floor for a moment. So Robert Alexander now comes back in the game now. Ball in the hands now of Alexander. Alexander back to Cooper, who's in the game as well. Omar Henry swings it to Cooper, who gets it up to Alexander. To Trey Clark at the elbow. Clark backing up.
Clark's
had a wide open
a lot of
Omar
attention.
Henry in the paint. 3 seconds, he decides to fire up a three. Trey said, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, I got it.
He said, if I got the ball, I can do no wrong.
18 points for Trey Clark. Trying to answer on the other end, a three-point attempt there by Brett Nix is no good. Omar Henry with the rebound. Omar Henry on the night has 5 offensive boards. Ball hands it Thomas to Alexander on the weave. 10:25 to go in the contest. Ball deflected. Ends up back in the hands of Deuce. Cooper thought about the three. Bounce pass to baseline. Alexander swings it. Thomas for three. Side rims. Tries to track down his own rebound. Ball still alive because Thomas hit it on the side of the goal. Trey Clark swings it over to Cooper. Back over to Alexander. Alexander back to Cooper. Cooper with a beautiful bounce pass inside. It's off Trey Clark. It will be Drover basketball.
Very unselfish play there by Cooper. He was open on that possession where Trey Clark laced that three, and he's continuing to share the basketball to find easier shots.
Timeout has been called on the floor, and we're going to take one here as well. You're listening to Langston Lion Basketball, brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bell Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, and Guiding Right. You're listening to Langston Lion Basketball. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Langston Lion Basketball.
Discover the culinary treasures of Black-owned restaurants with the new foodie edition of PPBC magazine. This special issue celebrates the remarkable talents of chefs and restaurateurs. Dive into one-of-a-kind recipes and inspiring stories that showcase the rich diversity and innovation within our community. Don't miss out on your copy. Available with the Black Chronicle newspaper or via email. Visit us at 1528 Northeast 23rd in Oklahoma City or call 405-424-4695. For more details, visit blackchronicle.com. Get your issue today and celebrate the flavors of our heritage.
There is a reason why this environment at CF Gales is so intimidating. The student section, of course, you know, is right there on what we would consider to be the north side of the gym. On the west side of the gym. But, Jamin, the student section don't waste any time in talking to players. They want to conversate with them, ask them questions. I mean, they're conducting live interviews on that sideline right there.
They'll like you pregame, halftime, postgame, timeout, across the court, any way they can.
Three-point shot is true that time. Big shot by Brett Nix. 67-48 is the score right now. 9:37 to go.
See Coach Huey reaching down the bench and finding some production from Brett Nix.
9:28 to go before the end of this one. 67-45 is the score. Lion lead remains at 22. Inlet pass to Omar Henry on the alley-oop. What a play by Alexander, showing the vision on a great lob. And an answer on the other end by the Drovers. Guess who? Hayden Hicks with the response.
That dunk ignites the gym, but what a three to respond. Hayden Hicks quickly silences the bench.
Going right back to work, Alexander with great vision. Omar Henry high above the rim when he threw it down on that last possession. Cooper getting the ball to Antonio Lewis, who still has not scored in this game. Ball deflected out. Hayden Hicks has it. Ball stolen by Alexander. Alexander goes with the reverse and score it as Alexander is fouled on the play.
That was a great job reading the defender there. You got Elijah Burney trying to go straight up with him, but he knew exactly what it was, and he saw the vision in his head with the reverse layup.
Alexander 71-48, 8:40 to go in this one. 16 fouls being called against the Drovers here. It has just been special how the Lions have opened the floor to attack the paint. The Lions now with 38 points in the paint in this game.
Right, that's a healthy dose of paint shots, a lot of paint touches as well, and a nice job by Alexander to get the steal and the bucket.
He completes the three-point play. In the lane, Elijah Burney's going to be fouled by Alexander. Alexander cannot believe it.
Yeah, Burney wants his get back, and Alexander wants all the smoke.
Alexander doesn't believe it. He's still talking. 72-48. Team foul number 5 called against the Lions. .836 to go. Elijah Burney has 5 on the night. Make that 6. The 4th foul by Alexander. Really, we'll see what coach decides to do here. Back rim, Alexander comes away with the rebound that time. Deuce now has 3 rebounds to go with his 4 steals, 3 points, and 2 assists. Swing over. Ball in the hands of McCoy. Back to TJ Cave, who dances around Burney. Tries to get the pass to the corner. Nearly stolen by McAllister.
Right, and the pass was kind of headed to the corner where Alexander was, but the way it came in, he kind of had to fight for position. He couldn't retain the ball.
Timeout called by Langston. So, trying to make sure it was a 30-second timeout, and it is a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. MJ Bail Bonds, a top bail bond dealer in Oklahoma City that understands life has unexpected challenges, and they're here to help you through them. Available 24/7 to provide expert assistance when you, a friend, or a family member need it most. Let Marlon James and his staff take care of you and your loved one. MJ Bail Bonds will do it. 8:12 to go in this contest, 72-49. The Lions continue to be impressive in the second half of this one. Second chance points, 14-3. Points off turnovers, 23-5. If you're able to cash checks off of your opponent's turnovers, Jamin, you're going to do well. But the second chance points, they're not getting the rebounds. You're giving them opportunities. Inbound play is no good. McAllister hits the Jets, pushing the ball, and ends up losing it.
Leaving it all out on the court, McAllister just wheels kind of blew out on him. I know he's still moving gingerly on that ankle.
But he shows you that he's got some tremendous athleticism. So TJ Cave is going to bring it up. Cross the timeline with 8 minutes to go in this one. Alexander to McCoy. Back to Alexander. TJ with a bullet pass inside. Beautiful dime drop to Cameron McCoy, who gets his first basket of the game.
Yeah, nice vision there, getting the ball to his teammate in traffic.
3-point attempt by Brett Nix is no good. He shot it from the right wing, rebound controlled by the Lions.
Drover still in the 2-3 zone.
Steady dribble by McAllister. By Alexander. Alexander to the left, to the corner. 3-point shot by Antonio Lewis. Still can't buy a basket today. McAllister hits the Jets and runs out. And Ahmad drives inside through contact and will be fouled and will go to the free throw line shooting 2. Team foul number 6, under 7 minutes to go in this one.
And Ahmad being more aggressive. He's very selective with his shots there. And that was a great job, cradling the rock and taking it up, knowing that he could get to the free throw line here.
Ahmad with 6 points on the afternoon, 1 rebound in the contest. And he's a very good scorer. But the matchup against Langston has been difficult to him because Langston has several players that play in his position at different sizes, and it's really disrupted his ability to be consistent. Although he does knock down a nice free throw there to give him 7 points as he looks for 1 more.
Right, and that versatility is very nice when you got guys out there on the floor now like Thomas, Gaither, and even a big guard like Trey Clark.
8 points on the evening now for Ahmad. Alexander across the timeline to the left wing. Alexander backs it up. The Lions now going to attack the clock mode. Shot from the corner is no good. Rebound comes the Drovers. Nice behind the back dribble against it as McAllister hits the Jets, gets to the rim and scores.
Nice job there. He really hit the Jets to get down court, absorbed that contact, and got the little jelly layup to go.
It is such a unique skill at full speed to be able to dribble behind your back in real time. He created that space just by taking the ball, going around with the left hand to the right, and then finishing as he got a step against the defender.
Right, and that was Charles Gaither defending him, trying to cut his angle off, but McAllister, better offense, showing what he has to offer.
20-point lead for the Lions now. 6:26 to go. Alexander. Offensive foul is going to be called. I'm sure it's not against Alexander. It's going to be called against number 5. So that is foul number 2 against McCoy. Trey Clark returns, and so does Omar Henry. McAllister across the timeline now, 6:13 to go. Ball in the corner. And a three-point shot by Counts, and he's fouled.
Tough shot there by Counts as he hits the hardwood. He's been silent for the last few minutes, but anytime his name is called, it's from a big bucket.
19 points on the night for him, trying to complete the 4-point play. Lions' biggest lead in the second half of this game was 25 points. Lions now have 4 players with 4 fouls. Got to be careful here. That's Deuce, Omar Henry, and Cave.
McAllister going over the back, trying to get the putback.
And it's going to be an offensive foul, and it's going to the Langston Lions now, as the Drovers were called for over the back on that rebound attempt. So if that's on McAllister, looks like his evening is done.
Seems like it.
So McAllister trying to talk to the student section. And the student section is telling him that he can leave.
Yeah, I mean,
on the 5th foul.
when you respond to him, they're going to give you everything you ask for.
So Orlando Thomas goes to the free throw line where he has been 5 of 7 with his game high 21 points. 6:09 to go. He knocks that one down. Thomas taking his time. He knocks that one down, that free throw. 77-57, lead back up to 20. Bernie across the timeline. Ahmad in the lane and scores another basket. What's going on now is you're seeing the Drovers starting to find a little bit of traction in their offense. They're driving the lane. If they drive and you're not there, they kick it. And they've had some good three-point shots in the second half. Hayden Hicks, Brett Nix, and of course, Bryce Counts have all been able to cash in on those situations.
Right, in that time, you got Ahmad streaking into the paint with the assist off of Elijah Burney.
Dante Manuel comes in the game now for the Lions. Ahmad scores. Lead 76-60 now. Lions up by 16. Alexander now has it. Antonio Lewis now has it. Lewis, stutter step, tries to get into the lane, kicks it inside to Thomas, who drives in and scores. Nice crisscross action underneath the goal. Lewis went one way, Thomas covered the space that he was at and scored it. Ball goes out of bounds. Thomas now with 23 points on the night. Make that 25 points. a quarter on the night. 78-60 is the score. Thomas, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist in the night. Alexander now has it. 5.5, less than 5.5 to play. And they're going to call it offensive foul. Or they're going to call it defensive foul. So it will be an offensive foul. Or a defensive foul, I should say. Have to correct it. Defensive foul has been called on against Ahmad. To the free throw line goes Dante Manuel. Knocks the first one down. Manuel getting in for his first action of the night. Cooper all checks into the game. Nice touch. Lead back up to 20. Bernie.
Tough drive there by Counts.
Counts drawing contact and will go back to the free throw line. 5:05 to go. And this is one of those things you want to contest, Jamin, but it's a situation where you're not trying to extend the game. You have a 20-point lead. You've done a great job of keeping them out. Don't just keep extending the game. The longer this game is, you give yourself a chance to cool off and the other team a chance to heat up.
Right, that was Matthew Cooper there defensively, and you've got to know that they're being aggressive and they're charging the paint. So Counts really went full speed at him.
Missed the free throw. Rebound pulled down by Deuce. Deuce across the timeline. Swinging it over to Cooper. Cooper to Thomas. Thomas pulls up for 3. Shot no good. Rebound almost maintained there by Gaither. He has it stripped from him. And then Ahmad goes to the lane, misses the shot attempt. Back to the line.
Nice recovery on defense. Thomas getting down court, affecting that shot from Ahmad.
Alexander now has it. In the lane. Almost lost it. And did they call timeout? So a foul's going to be called. Team foul number 8 against the Drovers. So to the line, 1-1 goes Alexander.
And the bench.
A timeout has been called on the floor right now. It's a full timeout. We'll take one here as well. You're listening to Langston Lion Basketball, brought to you by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. Welcome back to CF Gales, Marcus Haynes Court at Oklahoma's HBCU, Langston University. Jamin, you and I mean, listen, it's a 20-point lead, no question about it. The Drovers are still fighting, trying to find traction in the game. And I'm telling you right now, the student section from Langston will not stop talking. They giving it to you, man.
They are relentless. They're just as relentless as that LU defense.
So now going back to work, Deuce at the free throw line. His second opportunity to get there today. He rattles in that first one. Lead up to 21. And he knocks it down. 82-60, lead back up to 22. Elijah Burney across the floor. Three-point shot. And I don't know if there's a foul on this end or if there's a foul on the other side here.
Too hard to tell, but.
So it looks like we've got officials with two other situations here.
Something between Ahmad and Dante Manuel, if I had to guess.
All right. So the first foul. What do we have going on here? So the foul is going to be called against Ahmad, and that is his 5th personal foul. So his afternoon or early evening is over.
And he's showing some clear frustration, which I'm sure his entire team can share.
And again, a lot of conversation going on between that. So the officials, the coach is, Coach Landon Huey is trying to defend his player in that situation with the contact. So I'm going to see if the officials allow it to go. The officials are going to debate the call here because now there's going to call about what foul came first because there was a foul on the other end of the floor. So they're going to gauge that, and I'm seeing if they're going to call 2 separate fouls or 1 foul. So the officials are still trying to sort it out on a and so there's so they're going to call the foul on, in this case, Mohan Ahmad. So that was his 5th foul. That took place on one side of the court. On the other side, Brett Nix was fouled shooting 3, and now he'll shoot three free throws right now. 2 players have fouled out for the Drovers. Lead at 21. Second shot is good. So 2 free throws up, 2 free throws down. Good shooting here by Nix. Nix coming off the bench. He's got 5 points thus far. Going to make it 6 here in just a moment. The way he's been having great release from the free throw line, and he does. So the lead is down to 19. More substitutions coming in the game for the Lions. In the game now, Ramon Tuck is in the game, and Alexander was fouled in the lane.
Fighting to keep the ball there for the pass.
Foul's going to be called against Elijah Burney, who just picked up his 4th foul. 2 shots now coming for Alexander. So now, back rims that one. 3:59 to go. Deuce lines it up, fires, rattles that one in. 3:59 to go on this one. Cross the timeline. New faces in the game. That one's not. Bryce Cowan is on the game. And they're going to call a blocking foul that time.
Feet still sliding there by Manuel.
By Manuel, who thought he got to the spot. So now shooting 2 will be Bryce Counts. Counts has 19. He likely will have 20 plus when this is all said and over. Lions now with a 20-point advantage. Knocks down the first one. Lead back down to 20. On the other end, here comes Tuck across the timeline. Tuck gives it to Cooper, who gives it to Alexander, back to Tuck. 19 seconds to go, ball on the left wing. Back over to Alexander. Alexander with a bounce pass inside to McCoy. McCoy turns and fires, draws contact. Foul's going to be called against Garcia. To Avon Garcia, who's in the game. Cameron McCoy is going to go to the free throw line now. Shooting 2. He gets the first one to fall. So as this game begins to wind down a little bit here, five games are left in the regular season, Jamin. And it's going to be key for the Lions to continue to maintain this momentum.
Absolutely, and to improve in every way possible. Yes, you're handling business against USAO right now, but you're still going to play some of the top teams in the conference. You still got Nelson down the road.
Right, and you can't overlook who your next opponent is. You got 2 road games coming up. You've got a game against Wayland Baptist and a game against College of the Ozarks, both road games before you return next Saturday to CF Gales for what will be, I do believe, is senior. No, that's not senior night. I think that's going to be homecoming night as we show love on the 14th.
It looks like Nelson might fall on senior night. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. As Counts knocks down another free throw, he's got 23 in the game. Make that 22. Let's get my facts correct. Tuck on the left wing. McCoy looking to create space in the lane. Contact, up and under move, and McCoy's going to go to the free throw line. Robert, I'm going to say this right now. That's one of those moves, old classic move. Raise the ball up, go up and under. Kevin McHale, old school Boston Celtics move right there.
Yeah, he's showing a good arsenal of skills. He's got a loose dribble, so he's trying to tighten that up a little bit, but regardless of that, he's finding his way to the free throw line, finding a way to contribute.
Back rim, that one from McCoy. And then coming back in the game is Hayden Hicks. Counts comes out of the game. Counts with 22 points. McCoy right now sitting on 4, looking for 5. Nice shooter's touch on that one. Lead back up to 20. Elijah Barney. Hand off. Three-point shot is no good. Nix comes away with the rebound, and the errant pass is retrieved by Gaither. 2.5 to go. Tuck. Steady dribble right there at half court.
USAO manned up.
Three-point shot is true, and fires it and knocks it down is Dante Manuel, showing his shot from distance. 2 minutes to go in this one. Rebound by McCoy on the missed three-point attempt that time by Hayden Hicks. Every game will be important for the Lions down the stretch. As Matthew Cooper blazes inside, shot off the side of the backboard.
He hasn't taken many shots, that one off the side of the backboard. Yapo
So
slow
number
to get
10,
up.
yeah, number 10, Nick Mraz comes in.
Freshman out of Elgin, Oklahoma.
And also it looks like we've got Ivan Garcia is in the game. McCoy shoots another shot, and he's going to be fouled on the play by Josip Karanja. So McCoy back to the free throw line. He's got 5. He's 3 or 4 from the free throw line overall with 1:43 to go. McCoy knocks that one. He now has following this one, he now has 8 on the night, doing a great job at the free throw line, and it's great to be able to look at what he's able to do. 91-66.
Right, especially when you get an opportunity to put out some good film. You got a good sample size of what his game really consists of when you have a game with such a lopsided margin.
3-point shot from the corner, a beautiful shot by Hayden Hicks. Hayden Hicks now has 6 points in the game. 1:25 to go. Tuck gets across the timeline now. Ball working in around with Tuck. Tuck drives into the lane, kicks it to the corner. 3-point shot again by Dante Manuel, and he finds the distance for another 3. 94 points. Get the strong impression that the Lions would love to hit triple digits on this game.
Right, they can sense that with the clock still expiring. Still got enough time to make that happen.
Shot no good. Cooper gives it up to McCoy at this time. Across the timeline. Tuck gets it to McCoy. Blazing, kick to the corner. 3-point shot by Tuck is no good. Rebound, nice battling. Dante Manuel getting a lot of things get going here.
Trying to get anybody going from that left corner 3 possible. That's a nice job by Manuel staying engaged.
20 seconds to go here. Working the ball around the perimeter now, 16 seconds to go. Ball on the left wing, driving inside, contact. 11 seconds to go, and the final seconds will tick away on the clock this afternoon as the Lions are going to be victorious 96-69.
One thing to note is Jay Wilson did make a return to the bench. He's walking just fine in the line, and that's a great sign at the end of this victory.
The Lions averaged 74 points in the series against USAO, but today got to the 96 mark, 96-69 overall. You have to overall be impressed with what they've been able to do today, but it was just a dominant performance after they responded well to the initial surge by the Drovers early on. The Lions would respond after the 5-0 lead and scored 12, and then really have never looked back, pushing the lead to as far as 27 points overall. It's just simply been impressive how Chris Wright's team was able to go. He adjusted, went with small lineups. Jay Wilson and amongst others were able to counter a lot of what the Drovers wanted to do today, and it never allowed them to run free. The Lions have now won 8 consecutive games in this series, and it's one of those things where your type of play, style of play does matter, but the Lions have been very effective today, and it was just an impressive win overall.
Right, they were very intentional with this matchup, and they knew that they weren't a pushover. So when they did get punched in the mouth early, Chris Wright did a great job with his substitutions, and that really just led the way for Langston to excel offensively and almost eclipse 100 points.
Yeah, now you're talking about shooting overall in the game for USAO. This is just a credit to the Langston defense. They shot 38% in the game, 6 of 21 from deep, 28% overall. Now they did get to the free throw line 34 times in this contest, knocking down 23 of them, 67%. But it was a very difficult and tall task overall for them to get it done. As far as Langston goes on the other side, they finished the game shooting 31 of 66, 47%, 9 of 24 from deep, 37%, 25 of 32 from the free throw line. Chris Wright's going to be extremely happy about how the game finished from the Langston perspective, 78% from that point. But the key stat in this game is 44. 44 points in the paint, Jamin, today. All the easy money that they could get on the interior, the Lions were able to really stack and build the lead upon. And when the droughts came, the interior never faded for the Langston Lions today.
Right, not at all. And it was really a group effort from Trey Clark. Had an exceptional game, and he showed you his versatility offensively from scoring inside and outside shots. But a lot of that was from Jay Wilson as well before he had to exit the game. He had a strong standing in the post and really set the tone there.
The Lions forced 19 turnovers and then scored 30 points off those 19 turnovers. That's another reason why you have to have good ball control and you have to play within that. When the Lions were able to dictate pace and tempo, it did not allow the Drovers to get fully established in the game, and therefore the Lions were able to extend the lead. But credit to the Drovers in the first half of this game. They continued to battle and fight, but in the second half, the Lions went right back to the well again and was able to basically extend and eventually pull away when it was all said and done. So the Lions end up winning today 96-69. The Lions now overall improved this season to it was one of those standpoints and records overall tonight. They improve on the season now to 19-4 overall, 13-3 in conference, 11-0 undefeated at home, and 8-0 in consecutive matchups against USAO. That's a lot of O's on that other side of that. And if you're Chris Wright, all that does is make your smile go bigger.
Absolutely. Talked about what you have left in the season and what you had to prove. So you want to take it game by game, and they definitely took that challenge, and they did well with it.
All right, Orlando Thomas finished tonight with 25 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist overall. Antonio Lewis, after having one of the hottest games, was not able to get into the scoring column today as he shot 0 of 7 today. 3 rebounds and 2 assists and 1 steal in the game. Trey Clark was another big factor in the game, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Deuce Alexander, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals in the contest. Omar Henry, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Overall, Jay Wilson coming in off the bench, 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 steals. What a game for Jay Wilson. Cameron McCoy, 7 points, 5 rebounds in the contest. TJK, 4 points, 1 assist, 4 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists. Cooper with 2 rebounds in the game. Gaither came in the game, 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal. Dante Manuel, 7 points, had a beautiful 3-point shot, but 2 rebounds and an assist in the contest as well. And then Tuck came in with an assist in this game. So if you had to have a player of the game, is there any question?
Man, for me, I don't – thank you. For me, I like Jay Wilson. He really fought today. I would love to see him return to the court, but 16 points, 9 rebounds, a block, and 2 steals. Really just showed a good arsenal of things, and that's really what we wanted to see out of the paint touches.
I can understand that his impact. Orlando Thomas was sensational all game long, but the guy who set the bar high, the one who set the tone, was the first guy to 10, and that was Jay Wilson. So I understand why he is the player of the game that you're choosing today. As we get ready to get out of here, Jamin, Super Bowl tomorrow, who you got?
I'm taking Seattle, and it's not going to be close.
Seattle not going to be close.
I'm sorry, Dimitri. That was just my pick earlier. I can't switch just because you're my guy.
And that's okay. You know how Dimitri takes this overall, who is our producer on site here? He's going to say, that's okay. I'll just watch the second half of this game and watch my Patriots climb back. That's all they ever do. And that's all he ever does in enjoying it. But, I'll have to say this right now. If you want my prediction, too, I think it's going to be closer than what I expected. But I'll say this. If it comes down to whether you're going to get the ball to Kenneth Walker on the goal line against the Patriots, we won't have controversy this time. Kenneth Walker will get it on the goal line against the Patriots this time. I think Seattle will end up pulling it out, though, when it's all said and done. Hey, it's been great bringing you some action today. Our next broadcast here at Langston University will be next Saturday, as they will go on the road for 2 consecutive games against College of the Ozark in Missouri, then turn around and head on to Arkansas to take on John Brown before coming back for a game which is considered to be one of the hottest teams in the Sooner Athletic Conference, the team that has won, from what I understand, 7 consecutive games. Is that 7 consecutive games, which is Texas Wesleyan Rams. We'll find out if they won today to extend it, but other than that, that's going to be a great game right here in home court. We're going to sign off from here. We're going to go ahead and thank our sponsors one last time. Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bail Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, guiding right. For those who are listening on OKC Sports Radio, we'll return you back to regular program. He's Jamin Dawson. I'm Maurice Prince. It's L's Up. We'll talk to you guys next week. Have a great sports weekend and enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow.
This broadcast is the exclusive property of Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or any other use of the accounts, descriptions, or audiovisual elements of this broadcast without the express written consent of Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company is strictly prohibited. All rights reserved.